Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Nathania. Today I'll be sharing what a day in our life looks like on a Saturday. The morning greeted us by a beautiful blanket of snow, the first of the year. After I had sat with my husband for an hour or so drinking tea and chatting, which we like to do every morning, I got busy in the kitchen making breakfast for my family. I decided to make homemade biscuits and gravy. I love making homemade biscuits. They're so easy and so delicious. For the gravy, I added some extra coconut oil to give the sausage some more grease, and then I added some arrowroot flour and some coconut milk. This was the first time I had made a paleo type dairy-free gravy for sausage gravy, and it was so good. Very rich and creamy and delicious. I will have the link for the recipe that I used in the description box. Since it was so chilly, I decided to have another cup of tea. After breakfast, my kids do some chores and they each have a zone that they do. Today for Cole was the kitchen, so he unloads the dishwasher and then he vacuums when he's done with that. And then normally I have everyone kind of pitch in and help with the kitchen, but since it had snowed, my kids were so excited to get outside and play in it, so I sent them outside and I cleaned up real quick. I try really hard to clean up after every meal. It just makes the day go so much smoother and keeps the kitchen ready for the next meal.
You ready for the snow?
Yeah.
And my daughter decided that she wanted to clear the driveway and the sidewalk for us, so she did the whole thing all by herself and she was quite pleased. My husband Derek and I decided to join in on the fun, so we got in on the sledding and on the snowball fights, and it wasn't actually what we had planned for the morning, but that's what I love about Saturdays is that we try to be flexible, and if something like this comes up, then we can just stop what we're doing and enjoy spending time with our kids and having some great family bonding time.
He waited.
course, after you play in the snow, you have to drink some hot cocoa, so that was next on the list of things we did on this fun Saturday. Next, after we got all warmed up, I decided to start some soup bones that I had thawed out. And I like to make these for getting some good beef bone broth that I can use in soups and stuff. And then I also used the meat in the next day or so to make barbecue beef, and it was delicious. Next, it's time for lunch. I decided to make a creamy chicken soup. Seemed like a very fitting day for a good soup. It was pretty easy to prepare as I already had some leftover shredded chicken in the fridge. I like to try to keep some of that on hand at all times because it just makes a really easy dish that you can throw together in a soup or in a casserole or things like that. So I started out by dicing up some onions, celery, and carrots. I put those in my Dutch oven and sauteed them until they were soft. After they were softened, I added in some homemade chicken bone broth and had diced up some potatoes and sweet potatoes and added them, and then added my shredded chicken and frozen cauliflower rice. And then salt and pepper, parsley, and rosemary. We'll just let that sit and cook for a good while. After that, I decided to go ahead and clean up my kitchen. The next thing I did while I was waiting on the soup to cook was to get my cast iron pans ready to be seasoned. So I'm just rubbing coconut oil onto these on the inside and outside of the black one, and then just the inside on the red one, just giving it a nice good coating. After you get done giving them a good coating, I use a paper towel and take off the excess. Now I'm adding some coconut milk to the soup to make it just a little bit more creamy. It was quite tasty. Time for cleanup again. I had everybody load their own dishes.
Load your dishes, buddy.
Okay. It is showing me.
Yes, it is showing you.
Ah! Is it actually going to be a YouTube video?
Just gonna give my cast iron pot a good quick scrub. No soap, just some water, and get it cleaned back up and dried up. My son loves to sing all the time. It really helps having everybody pitch in and just put their dishes in the dishwasher. It makes cleanup go so much faster. The kitchen cleanup is done. I asked my husband to get out his drone and follow us on our walk so that I could put a little bit of that footage on this video. My pans are done, and as you can see, it gets pretty smoky. Now they're all nice and beautifully seasoned. Look at that shine. So the afternoon was kind of just spent doing some things on my computer and work that I needed to get done, and just spending time inside with the kids and with my husband. And then before long, it was already time to make supper. So tonight I decided to make beef goulash. So I got my hamburger browning and got my water boiling and my pasta cooking, and put the pasta sauce in there. And then I am currently not eating gluten, so I'm having my daughter make me some zoodles with this fun zoodle maker. My kids love to help in the kitchen, especially when there's a fun gadget to use. So these I'm just sauteing in some coconut oil, and of course always adding some good sea salt. I also made some Instant Pot steamed broccoli. I have a video showing you exactly how to make this, and I will link that in the description box below and also up here in the cards. My family loves spaghetti or goulash. Which do you prefer, goulash or spaghetti? Let me know in the comments below.
Lollipop. I'm so bad. Two purple. 2 ice cream on my shoe. Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh my, I'm dying. One orange. One yellow. No. I better get it cooked. One red. Oh shoot.
My husband decided that it was time to start ripping out the carpet in our bedroom. It is nasty old white carpet, and it really does need to go. We're hoping to do the same flooring that we did in our hallway and just continue it on into our room. If you want to see our hallway that we did, check out the video up here in the cards. The last thing that I like to do on a weekend is to clean everything up. So my daughter and I like to do this game called 5x5. So you do 5 rooms and you only get 5 minutes to do each one. So we make sure we set a timer so we have that time limit. But I like to come along and just wipe the table off and clean the floors or put things away that are out. And it's just a nice reset to do so that you can wake up on Sunday morning to a nice straightened, cleaned up house. So dining room is done. Next, on to the living room, which is pretty messy with all the snow clothes. Marie and I will get this cleaned up. I'm curious, do you like to use a timer to help motivate you to get things done quicker? I find it extremely motivating, and I find that I can get a lot more done when I time myself versus when I don't. Let me know in the comments below if you do this. Also, with having a wood fireplace, our living room gets pretty messy with all the wood, but we're sure thankful for that wonderful heat and just for the ambiance that it adds to the room. And if you're wondering why we have a fan going in our living room, it actually helps move the heat back into our bedrooms. Here comes the carpet going out to the trash. Now, this room didn't get completely straightened up in the 5 minutes. As you can see, my husband still has some stuff over by his chair, but some of that I kind of like to just let him have his space, and he will clean it up when he has a chance. So just try to do the most that you can in 5 minutes and call it good enough. Next room is the kitchen, and this one we already have cleaned up from earlier in the night. We did clean up together, and so I just need to come through and shake the rugs and vacuum. The last room that I did was my laundry room. It just needed a reset, had some laundry that needed switched around, and just needed cleaned up. I decided to go ahead and clean this up since there were shoes kind of scattered everywhere and it was fairly dirty. But this is the final room. The very last thing I did was to get the soup bones out of the Instant Pot. I had left them cooking all afternoon, so now they're nice and tender. So I separated the meat from the broth and use it for barbecue beef later in the week. And the day is done. Thanks so much for watching.